you guys are heading back to the one team that handed you your only loss last year. What makes it so tough to play there?
Well, I mean, it's the environment. They create what we create in Colonial Life Arena. They show up and they support their program. It's a rival game, so it's always high energy. And you got to come to play, and if you don't, they take advantage of you.
Team kind of, I know it seems like both teams like to play each other, and games where they're there, where they're here, always seem to be competitive. What it seems your team excited about playing them? They seem to always be.
Yeah, I mean it's a rival game. If you can't get up for playing, a team like Kentucky, you're probably on the wrong team in the wrong conference in the wrong sport. These are games are what college basketball is all about. To be able for our players to experience that on the road, I think it's fun and it's challenging.
And I guess they had a tough loss to Auburn a few games ago, but it seems like their last two games that woke them up or did something because they've had two real strong games since then.
Yeah, I mean that's what this league does. If you don't answer the bell, you'll get a wake up call. We know the kind of environment that we're faced with when we go down there and play them tomorrow night. So our players are up for the challenge. Some of the players that haven't played in that environment, we've tried to, get them up to speed with what it's going to be like. You can't simulate it in practice. Much like no one can really simulate coming into Colonial Life Arena. So you got to do the best you can by prepping them with our players watch the Louisville game. That's a rival game for them, just to see the atmosphere and how hard they play. They up it a level of energy, intensity when it's a rival game.
And speaking of that, what kind of challenges do Epps and Thompson bring in the backcourt?
I mean, they're seasoned players in our league. They've had, success in our league. They understand it. They're experienced, and they're playing at home. This is, I think probably Thompson is one that is playing one of a few home games left in her season, playing for Kentucky. So she's savoring those moments. But Epps is, by far, one of the most solid players in the league. She can have big games. She can defer and pass the ball. So she's always a hard guard for us. But we got experience ourselves. So, hopefully we'll come and we'll be able to execute our game plan and get a much-needed road win.
Feel good about where you guys are after a strong performance against Missouri?
I feel good about our approach. I feel good about that our players are really embracing the defensive side of the ball, and we're working, so hard to balance, going inside with, being able to stretch the floor out by hitting some threes and hitting some outside shots. So, we're not the finished product, but we're moving in the direction of being able to just add, little things on both sides of the ball to make us more complete.
And it seems like with the last couple of performances, Tiffany seems to be getting back to kind of the Tiffany Mitchell we all know and love.
She is. She's probably about the same amount of time that she had, the surgery and the rehab, about 14 weeks. So, she's seeing that foot is, completely healed and is working the same. And she's getting the experience of doing the things that she did prior to the injury. And it feels good. And, I'm excited for her, happy for her that, she's able to play both sides of the ball like the, two-time SEC Player of the Year that she is.
How much has revenge for the one loss last year come up, or do you want the team approaching this as business as usual?
I mean, it is business as usual. It's not that type of team anymore. So, for us, this team has to create its own legacy, and to go there and play them now. And I think it's a good challenge for us. We've got a couple of good home wins under our belt. We got one road win against Vandy under our belt, and this is probably one of the toughest places to play. So excited to see how our players approach this challenge.